गाइज नथिंग के बारे में अगर हम बात करते हैं तो नथिंग ईयर की बात करते हैं, ईयर 1 से ईयर स्टिक, देन द ईयर 2, उसके बाद में हम बात कर रहे हैं फोन 1, फोन 2. सो यहाँ पे आई एम राइट नाउ एट द नथिंग डिजाइन स्टूडियो. आई एम विद एडम हु इज द डिजाइन डायरेक्टर एट नथिंग. लेट्स गो कि आखिर पूरी जर्नी क्या थी, हाउ एग्जैक्टली अ फोन इज डिजाइंड, या फिर इनफैक्ट इवन ये जो फोन 2 मेरे हाथ में है इसको बनाने के लिए इफ यू सी ये सारे स्टेप्स करते करते अलग अलग डिजाइन बनाते बनाते यहाँ तक पहुंचे हैं. सो लेट्स टॉक टू एडम एंड फिगर आउट व्हाट्स द रियल बिहाइंड द सीन्स ऑफ डिजाइनिंग अ फोन. नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम है गौरव, आप देख रहे हैं टेक्निकल गुरुजी. चलिए शुरू करते हैं. Adam, welcome to the episode.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I mean, it's a pleasure talking to you to begin with, considering this is something which is quite unique to see. What we usually see is this, the final product. But I think this shows the real steps going in, some minor changes in the. Can you please, just in layman terms, explain how a phone is designed?
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess it really starts with who you're designing it for.
Okay.
And where they are, what's important to them. You need to work out fairly early how much the phone needs to cost. And, what kind of performance you want that phone to perform at. And then really you're starting to think about what we call the architecture, so how things lay out in the phone, whereabouts the battery goes, whereabouts the main PCB goes, the cameras, the USB-C port.
The buttons and everything.
Exactly, yeah. And then even things like the display itself, so on all of our phones we have this even bezel around the outside, which is really important to us. Not everyone does that, but and that takes some effort and
also difficult to achieve.
Yeah, you have to select a particular kind of display that has a flexible connector, which allows you to get that even band.
Put the connector.
Exactly, yeah.
Fold it up.
So really, most phones really are a very similar kind of size and shape. It's all around the screen. It's all based around the screen. So you get those fundamentals right to start with, and make sure that everything's working. And then if you're another company, what you would do is you'd figure out some kind of what we call the mid frame, this central metal section here, and then the back cover. You've really got those two things to deal with and design.
Makes sense. The front is all screen.
Yes. And there's lots of details to those. So other companies, there's many different ways you can construct it. You only see what's outside, but actually the externals are really defined by how you stack things up inside and how you detail things to try and make it nice and simple, make it fit together well, make it feel nice in the hand. So we have all that in common with everyone else. Where we diverge is
all this
the transparency.
Yes, all you can show, all you can tell what's going on here one by one.
Yeah, so this is our workshop, which we've been building since we moved in last year. This is very, very important to us.
Okay.
So so first of all here, we've got our raw materials here. So these are the things with which we make models. So we have foams here. So if we want to do,
so
this is kind of soft. There's different grades of foam.
But still feels very hard.
We can do basic kind of cutting out on the machine over here.
Okay.
And then
that's the machine.
Yeah, so this is just a bandsaw, and this you can just simply
have the foam and just for the basic shapes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a CNC machine. So what you can do with this is you can go from foam up to steel in actually aluminium.
Okay.
In hardness, and you build a model on CAD. You put a block on here, and then all of these along the back are cutters, and this machine head comes down, picks a cutter up, and it cuts out that shape.
What's this one?
This is a laser cutter.
Okay.
So this is, you put a sheet on here, can go from cardboard up to harder plastics on here and wood.
Okay.
So you you put the sheet in there, and then there's a profile that gets cut out. So you can, again, if you want to cut out some glass options in just acrylic. This is
I like how this high-end, I think 600 pound worth of speaker is just lying in between of.
This is a milling machine, and you can drill holes and you can mill things by hand. Sometimes you want to do it by hand and you don't want to use a machine. This, which is under construction, is a spray booth.
Oh, okay.
So this means that we can do color work and finish work. So yeah, we have to, with this, we have to have extraction. So we have to build an extraction system and ducting out of the building and make sure that all of the...
Is that, what exactly is this?
These are 3D printers.
Exactly, I was just about to kind of...
So these are SLA, which means that they're made from, they create parts from resin.
Okay.
So you can do many different things. You can do transparent, you can do opaque, you can do different colors, you can do soft. So you can do rubberized kind of materials.
Is 6 by 6 by 6 the size, or 8 by 8 by 8 inches kind of?
Yeah, somewhere around that.
Great. We can go upstairs as well. We can see some things upstairs. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the design studio on the first floor.
This is the one which is using the filament.
Yeah, it's another filament one.
Okay. So this, like, you know, kind of set of people working here. Small team, but I think everyone's doing crazy amounts of work. I mean, that's what I can see all around. I mean, so much of stuff happening, you know, so many cutouts, so many printouts, so many, like, you know, different materials being kept on the table. That's how you design a product. What is, I mean, this is again coming in as a curiosity because I was at the manufacturing in Chennai.
Amazing.
And I tried putting most of the components together to achieve to the final one, and I know what, you know, it takes to kind of make a transparent phone, kind of the tolerance levels, you know, that the let's say we have this phone and we would want to change something slightly. Will it be a complete from scratch kind of, you know, building up, or there is still a level of, you know, putting things here and there? For example, if the camera module, if you want to have a slightly bigger size. Is there enough space inside to do those changes on the fly?
There's not a lot of space in there. So so it depends what you're changing. If you're changing something like the camera modules, you may well be looking at a complete re-scheme because that camera module is sitting next to a PCB and some other components. So if they move a little bit, you lose a little bit of area for the PCB. So do you try and gain that back somewhere else? Or do you accept that you lose something? Or do you lose a bit of battery life by making the battery a little bit smaller to win back that PCB area? And things like that. So
because everything is connected together. So
exactly, yeah. It's like a puzzle. So if you change one piece, all the other pieces have to change shape. There are some things that are more simple to change. It's always easier to make things bigger because that's space that's not being utilized. And there are certain areas that you can make small adjustments. But
example.
I guess some of these, I mean, you know, there aren't loads. I guess things like textures on some of these internal components.
Because there's still space.
Yeah, so you could, for example, this coil texture here, you could adjust that. And that probably is only a modification to that part. You still then needs to go through like an approval and validation process.
Is this glass touching the coil? No, I don't think so.
Not quite.
Yeah.
No.
So, had it been a non-transparent phone, would it have been even slimmer or no? Because what I see is, since this is a transparent phone, I see an element of depth here.
Yeah.
Which I feel is a blank space.
Yeah.
So, I mean, designing a transparent phone versus standard phone, I think it's night and day.
Yeah, I would say, I would think about the thickness of the glass, which is maybe 0.8, 0.9 millimeters thick. And then I'd be comparing that with
polycarbonate or something.
Exactly, yeah. But actually many phones have glass backs, so they're probably in the same situation as us. The difference is that we reveal rather than
Okay,
frost or mask.
so if you have a non-transparent phone and you remove the back,
Yeah.
still you'd have like these kind of hollow spaces here and there.
I would, yes, you usually do have little bits of space in there. There are certain things that just don't quite tessellate together. There are certain things that, if you've got something circular like a coil,
Yeah.
you would need something of the negative to kind of fit in that gap, and sometimes it doesn't. And, the battery is a rectangular shape. So, you would find a little bit.
Adam, final question. Given your experience at Dyson, and we all know how iconic the Dyson products are, do you think it's helping you in nothing, considering nothing is again quite unique in itself, the way the products are? So given your experience, it's best utilized here?
Definitely, yeah. It helps a lot. At Dyson, we always did new things. We always tried to do something new. We always tried to use technology to innovate.
And minimal, I think, at the same time. Yeah.
And I guess at Nothing, we're definitely trying to do something different. We've done this amazing thing, which is go straight in and buy and design phones, which is one of the hardest products that you can create. It's incredible. And, the teams that we have in, manufacturing these in Shenzhen, in India, it's just incredible that we can kind of get this together so quickly. So, because we're quite young still as a company. But yeah, it all helps. It's a great education working at somewhere like Dyson. You learn about engineering, you learn about how design relates to engineering, and it's all relevant.
Okay, so I'll just add in one more thing going forward. Let's say you have nothing, you have a blank canvas to design a phone. Talking about the phone one, let's say. Definitely would have been a difficult task because you are blank, you are starting with zero. Now that you have the phone one, from phone one to phone two, would have been comparatively easier, I would say, because you have a reference and then you're building on top. So going forward, two things, like you might have two paths. Either like every product, it's a completely different one, completely unique. Or just like from phone one to phone two, we see some similarities, we see some differences. It's kind of building on top.
Yeah.
So going forward, which way you think is ideal, or in terms like, okay, I know there's brand value, I know there's everything coming in, but from a designer's point of view, you as a designer, if you see a series of phones which is kind of related to each other, would you prefer that, or would you prefer a complete fresh approach each time?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about this a lot. This is a big topic, because when you're new, when you're young, and people don't know you yet, you want to be recognizable. So you don't want to jump too much, because people might think they're from two different companies.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have a lot of ideas, and we always like doing new things. So it's this constant balance, really. Maybe when there's a jump in a particular piece of functionality, it justifies, or it actually necessitates a change that means, this is attached to the functionality. So here, this is the showing us the charging coil. So if you didn't have wireless charging on a phone, for example,
there's no point of
exactly. So that's kind of driven from the function, and we try and do that. We try and kind of drive from the function. So if we find something new, that kind of leads the way for us, really. So that's really the way we look at it.
Okay. Great insight, I think, and can't wait for the next ones to come in. I'm sure you have a table full of all the different options going on right now. Yeah. Okay, guys, so that was Adam talking about the design and talking about what's happening at Nothing, and how exactly did he and the team arrive at this, what we have as the phone 2. आई होप कि आपको वीडियो अच्छा लगा होगा, और ऐसा ही और इंसाइटफुल कंटेंट आपके लिए आने वाला है और बहुत जल्दी. अगर पसंद आया हो तो लाइक करना मत भूलना, सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलना, शेयर भी कर देना. मैं आपसे मिलता हूँ नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम.